It did start with a tune, but I'm not familiar with that tune. I remember the most popular Nokia tune in India has been. You remember that? It was the most common tune at some point. Yeah, around the world, I think. It's not just in India.
Yeah, as per this narration, it's interesting to know that Nokia has a long history.
Yeah.
It's actually a town with a very rich history and past. But of course, looking at the commercials of Nokia and looking at the company, actually many people you speak to won't even know that Nokia is from Finland. The company Nokia.
It was from Sweden or Finland?
Finland.
Okay.
So yeah, not many people know that. But and to know that there's also a long history behind the word Nokia, and it's actually some kind of
the sable, sable brush we get,
as well as a village with a long history. It's interesting. Yeah, of course you can't make that all out by the music, but it was good music. This one far better than the last song for me at least. It had an interesting. It started with that modern vibe, then it went on to some rock music. And then came back to some good old classical music. Classical orchestral field music at the end. Yeah, so interesting for me. Definitely good to listen to such music. And but I kind of feel the first and the third song are what this album should be about.
Yeah.
It's changing far too much. It's innovative, definitely. Definitely some kind of innovation is required by the composer, or the artist in this case. But at the same time, what does the listener get? Just it's confusion for me. This album so far is confusion.
Okay.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I guess that's what it is. Life is confusion. It's mix up things that you want and mix up things that you don't want, and both put together, this is what it is.
Right now, I'm doing something I don't want. Maybe or I want.
Yeah, right. So it's the first song. Of course, you want it. It was therapeutic. It was amazing. Second song, who likes the noisy train stations, and Finnish people don't know what noisy train stations can be. When you visit India,
Most
that's
of them
why.
may not know.
Yeah, most of you don't know. When you visit India, that's what is the shock, and you call it a cultural shock. I don't care about cultural shock. That is what we have, and we are loud. Things are loud here. I don't know how our eardrums take so much, but yes, the decibels.
There are different sides to India also.
No, I'm not saying that's the. I'm talking about the railway station. I'm just talking about the railway station.
Most railway stations.
I'm not talking about yoga and all that. Yeah, please. So we have it's diversity at best. Then there was of course grandma's thing, and that was superb. That actually was very.
No, I'm
personal.
saying different sides because today we have so many metro stations. And
Yeah. I'm just talking about typical.
It's just like Tokyo, just New York, and better than New York, I would say.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, better than the New York metros and all. So it's quite good.
It's organized.
And of course, we were colonized and ruled for hundreds of years. So it's a miracle.
Almost
in fact,
millennia.
India is a real miracle because to come back that quickly
very quickly.
and not just compete but be ahead of most of the world is remarkable.
Yeah, it's been a millennia that we were ruled by different outsiders, and then again getting it back.
And of course, those outsiders like to rule us because we had so much. We were a country of abundance.
You have to have.
And still are. Abundance as far as people, abundance as far as nature, abundance as far as smart minds.
Nokia ruled us too at some point. I would say the entire cell phone industry was ruled by Nokia. It was single-handed. Hands down, yes.
For many years.
And it is one of the brands, I would say, people have not just heard it, but people of all stratas of society used it. So they have experienced Nokia. And I have my Nokia still lying somewhere in the home because old phones I have not discarded yet. And some of them, you just want to have as memory purpose. So a couple or three maybe are still there Nokias that are lying somewhere in some cabinet. And the same with most people who have had Nokias, what to do with them because cell phone just went out of fashion. There were better things that came up. So many people in India till date will have a Nokia somewhere kept. At least 50% of families, I would say, they will have a Nokia somewhere stored somewhere. And that is how big Nokia was. And I didn't even nobody could see it or foresee it that they would extinct this quickly, and they are extinct today. They are absolutely extinct in India. I don't know about your part of the world, but in India, no Nokia phones are sold now at all. That is what it is. This was interesting to listen to, although I won't compare it again with first and the third.
another grand musical piece that we heard on this album. The third one that I like on this album, the sixth song, but the third one I like. Beautiful, beautiful orchestral feel in this whole thing. Very grand music. You know, the trumpet family instruments making a presence felt off and on. It's got the rock vibe to it as well. And they started off with that nice folk-like, Viking-like vibe. You know, nice, really nice piece to listen to. Quite grand, quite beautifully arranged, and beautiful artistry displayed by the musicians who were part of this orchestra. Well done, well done. Definitely a song I would like to listen to many times.
Yeah, this definitely has more to it than what you listen to, and there were moments in the music which are more defining or more, more noticeable than the rest. There was a moment, literally bang in the middle of the song, when it was more precarious. So as if something was about to go down, or a face-off or something like that. So, and also by the description of this song, Tarvaneva, it's a marshland place maybe in Finland, and also by the understanding of the musicians, they wanted to portray why marshland, because it's something we have tried conquering, or we want to as humans. At the same time, it's very easy for nature to take over in the marshland, because all kinds of species and all kinds of life forms can quickly breed in marshy areas, no matter where it is. In tropical areas, of course, you have more marshy places than other places in colder zones, especially. So in US, there was this show, Savi. What was that? That marshland show. What was the name of the show? They used to catch these rock pythons from India and Burma. What is it? Marshland show.
Burmese pythons, not India.
But they actually were like Burma used to be part of India, and they were taken. And we have rock pythons all over India. Yeah. So what was that name of the show? The marsh. Something related to marsh.
Swamp
people. Yeah, swamp people. So they actually show elaborate. It's life in the marsh. Literally. So the small people, the marshland, you see it up close, what it feels like exactly. It is every day, it's a day in, day out in the marshland. And when you see it, you get it. And those who are close to nature, or those who at least give a thought to nature, they understand what the marshland are. And how humans have always tried being somewhere in a contest with it. That has not worked yet. And I hope it does not work.